What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video, the first 2024 video on my cfmoto 450 SS. If I'm rusty on my moto vlogging, it's because, you know, I haven't been on the bike for a couple months because of winter time. So Yoshimura really stepped up the game for the cfmoto 450 SS. They took the bike seriously, and I knew eventually there would be a professional manufacturer that would give us something more than an aliexpress or an eBay part. And I've had people laugh when I say that it feels like the bike actually really does have more horsepower. They're like, you know, you're just fooling yourself. That isn't me making it up. That's a company like Yoshimura saying that. But I believe it. The bike actually feels more powerful. There is a recall on this bike right now, so that's another thing I want to talk about. The recall is that the T-box could come loose, which is kind of like the computer. Could come loose and get stuck in the front forks, which is not good. But I do have the bike scheduled to have the recall being taken care of next week, so it's going to go down to Carnes Performance and have that done. There's really nothing wrong with the recall unless it becomes excessive. You know, and I've often talked about BMW, the BMW 1000 RRs. I've always said that the RR stands for recall, because it seems like everybody's always talking about how their BMW's under recall. When people ask me, you know, whether I think they're going to fit or be comfortable on the bike, or how is it on long rides, you know, is it going to be comfortable on a long ride? For me, this bike is, but really everybody's built different, so I can't answer that for sure. I think you really have to go to a dealership, sit on the bike. If you have any experience riding, make sure you take it for a test ride if they'll let you do that. Probably, in my opinion, is one of the best looking bikes you can buy, but don't buy it on the looks. You got to buy it on what's actually going to work for you, what you're going to be comfortable with. Some of you guys have commented they have larger bikes, and you're like, well, my bike's still going to be faster than your bike. You want to know something, though? There's always somebody that's going to be faster than you, even on your 1000cc. There's a lot of peer pressure when you ride a motorcycle to get a bigger engine, to go faster, to keep up. I'm heading up to Rose Valley Lake, and if you have followed my channel for a while, you'll know that this is one of my favorite rides. This is also the first ride that I've taken with my new rear sets installed on the cfmoto 450 SS. So, I mean, there is nothing wrong with the stock rear sets, especially if they fit your feet and your body build, but these fit mine a little bit better. I got kind of big feet. I got a question for you guys that have the cfmoto 450 SS. Do you, when you upshift, do you sometimes hit your high beams? Like sometimes when I shift, I hit my high beams and they turn on, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I need to make an adjustment. Everything feels right, but then I'll look down, I'm like, why are my high beams on? And I realize that when I shift, sometimes I hit the high beam button at the same time. So I don't know, maybe you guys don't have that problem. Maybe it's just an adjustment I have to make here. And I like it this time of year because everything is kind of a light green, like early spring. Everything's light green, so it looks really nice. It's vibrant after a long winter where everything was brown and ugly. They redid this road last year, but they didn't really take the bumps out. They just kind of paved over the bumps. So it isn't nearly as bad as it was, but it's still pretty bumpy. Boom, bomb, boom, bomb, boom, bomb, boom, bomb, boom. Ooh. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I hate to leave my helmet on the ground, but I don't really have another place to put it because I'm always afraid that when I'm up here, like especially in a place that has all these insects and bugs and wildlife, that an ant's going to crawl in my helmet. Got construction here to go through. Oh, poor little woodchuck. That woodchuck would if a woodchuck could, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, but his days of chucking wood are over. I just took a bump right to the face shield. Man. I just felt my ears pop. Do you ever notice that when you get up high to a higher elevation, your ears pop? What have we got going on up here now? Pipeline construction. For the natural gas well, right there. Yep, that's pipeline. Ooh, you don't want that thing coming down on you. There's a bunch of cows up on the hill. See them? The stink of a farm is one thing that I don't enjoy. but I do believe in supporting American farmers. Getting out of here, we go out to this road and head up there and then go up 4.
Take 3rd and then go up to High Street.
Okay.
And then take High Street home.
Good to see you. We'll call her Karen because I think she kind of turned into a Karen last week when she posted on social media about her instance with a sport bike. She was coming through an intersection where she had a stop sign. The guy on the sport bike did not have a stop sign, but she justified the fact that she didn't stop because she said nobody stops in that area. The sport bike came through and she pulled out in front of it. Then she said that the guy revved his engine real fast at her, and she couldn't understand what he was trying to prove by doing that. She thought the guy wanted her, that's why he did it. I mean, she's a cougar at best, and I'm being complimentary on that. And so she's admitting that she ran a stop sign. So anyway, she's trying to justify that it was okay for her to run that stop sign because she said everybody does the stop sign, and she feels that the guy on the sport bike should have yielded to her even though he didn't have a stop sign or a yield. And then she has all these people on her post saying, oh, I know, those guys on bikes, they're all idiots. Well, you know, maybe she should have been paying attention and actually stopped at the stop sign. My assumption is that she was probably on her cell phone, and here's why. I'm not just saying that because every time something happens, somebody's on the cell phone, but then she posted pictures in her post of the guy behind her on the sport bike. So she must have held her cell phone up and looked in her back by her back window and turned her head off the road to take pictures of him. And she said that the guy was weaving behind her, but here's the funny thing about it. Every picture showed him in the same lane. And if you weave on a motorcycle, you're gonna see the bike lean one way or another, right? She's like, he flew by me on a double yellow line. What an idiot. So get the whole scenario, what I'm saying here. She ran a stop sign, the guy on the bike revved his engine to say, hey, guess what, I'm here. Because bikers, we don't beep our horns. We rev our engines to get attention, right? Then she decided to slow down to 35 and to 55. And then she's like, and then this guy flies by me on a double yellow line because I think I should go to the police and tell them about what happened, and then they can go and see what they can do about it. But the fact is that she ran a stop sign, probably could have taken him out, and then she messed with him, right? I'm actually gonna say that he did the right thing by getting around her in a double yellow, because if you got somebody that runs a stop sign and then messes with you going 35 miles an hour, they're gonna continue to mess with you if you stay close to them. What's going on? Yep, that's a 360 camera, so it's capturing everything around me.
I don't know what happened.
What the hell happened? What the f***? I lost my shifter. I'm stuck in 5th. See if I can find it down there. Did you find it? It's an aftermarket rear set I put on, so that might be why. I should have Loctited it. I did have an issue with this bike. What happened is that my shift lever on my rear set fell off while I was riding the bike, so I was going up a hill and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't shift one way or another. You know, the thing about it is that if you actually watch my other videos, you'll find out that previously I put on an aftermarket set of rear sets. It was my problem. I never used Loctite on the foot peg, so when it fell off, I can only really blame myself. I tightened it, but I never used Loctite, and I guess from going up a hill and shifting all day, the bolt came loose, the foot peg fell off. Fortunately, buddy I was riding with was able to find it for me in the middle of the road. We were able to put it back on the bike, and we got the rest of the day riding in. My friend that was supposed to be out with us today has a birthday today, and yesterday we celebrated it, and he got a little bit, well, things got a little carried away at night, and he wasn't in good shape this morning. We'll just kind of put it that way. So he wasn't able to get out and ride with us today, so we kind of changed our plans. So I've never been up to this overlook here. They didn't have it built when I was a kid. It overlooks the Tioga Hammond Dam. Kind of a cool road to ride up on, too. So I'm not sure what we're going to see, but we're going to get up there and find out. Oh, look at this. There are no gas stations in like a 20-mile, well, probably not 20 miles, but there's no gas stations around. And my cfmoto says he is hungry, so we need to find a gas station. Fifi's dog something. Fifi. Sounds like the name you would name a cat, doesn't it? This is my little kitty cat, Fifi. I have a great aunt who's, well, she's dead now, but her name was Fifi. Maybe they would have called her Fifi as well, I don't know. I kind of thought maybe I would come through this area, but I didn't really plan on it. So nice, isn't it? It's beautiful and nice. I don't know why I changed my voice like that, but it just made me feel like talking that way. Nice. So nice. Alright, I'm bored. We're out of here. Speed bump ahead, right there it is. Boom! Alright, so I'm hoping when we get down here that the corner store that used to be here is still here and has gas. But the last time I came through, the corner store was closed. Middlebury Center, this is where I hope our gas station is. It doesn't look like it is. We're gonna have to go past. They're not open. Nope, not open. It smells like dead fish right here. Maybe my ex-sister-in-law lives around here now. Oh, look at that, a Dandy Mart. That is exactly what we want. A Dandy Mart. This is one of those areas, you ever hear people say that the people are kind of weird from a certain area? That would kind of describe this area really well. Run down little towns in northern Pennsylvania. Now I got somebody sweeping the road. I told you people are weird around here. This is the town I grew up in. The first house was our neighbor's, and this reddish rundown looking thing was the house I grew up in. And this over here to my left is known as the marsh. Why they call it Little Marsh, I don't know, because it's actually a pretty big marsh. Because that's all marsh over there too, even though it looks like it's grass. We were told as kids that that was like quicksand, but they said if you walked out there, it would just suck you right in and you'd disappear. What I'm actually doing today is we're taking a ride to the flooded part. So this road, you can see like there's mud and everything over here. Like since I've been a kid, this area is known to flood. Like even there, that used to be a car dealer. You can see that the parking lot is kind of dirty. This guy right here, he's the guy that does my tire changes. His place flooded. This is Cottage Ave right here. Cottage Ave is just known to be a flood-prone area. Homes along here have a lower value than other homes because you have to buy flood insurance. So like a home like that might be $40,000. You might say, well, geez, that's a great deal. Gosh, I mean, $40,000. This one right here, maybe $80,000. I don't know home values, but let's say that's $80,000. Nice house for $80,000, right? But then you got to buy flood insurance. It's going to just make the house unaffordable almost. Through here you can see all the mud, still water laying there. Man, that stinks too. That smells like dead fish. Talked about dead fish in one of my other videos. I won't go there again this time. I know this road was closed because these fields were all underwater. We had enough rain that it probably cleaned things, but yeah, you can see where the mud was all over here. Look at the field. It's just full of dirt and soot from the flood. Remember Capitol Log Yard, they were not flooded because they sit up here on the hill. So now you can see right here all the water that ran off the hill right here. See all that mud? Now we're up on a hill here, but look at all that water that ran off the hill. It wasn't like the creek down there that flooded. I mean, it did end up flooding, but it was all the water coming down from the rain that got in the hills and it couldn't handle it. Looks like we're actually going to be able to get to this part all the water just flooded. Look at that, where the road collapsed right there. All of this was underwater. The Exxon is still closed. It was really bad. You know, I hate to ride through puddles in my beautiful bike. I don't like to get dirt on my bike. See, the fire hall is all like almost fell into the creek. Fresh oil and chip because they just did this road and it flooded. But it must have worked because this part of the road didn't come apart like up there. Got my turn signal on again, guys, because I'm paying attention to other things. Look at all this soot, and I don't know that it isn't really slippery, but I don't know. You could slide on it maybe. Something just bit me in my neck now. It is kind of a cold day today. It's only 60 degrees, but Colton, who's coming down from New York to ride with us, he said it was like 40 degrees when he left. Look at all these tar snakes in the road. Gosh. So I got gas and I waited for Colton, but it looks like he's running a little bit late. So maybe he's going to catch us on the highway. I told him I would take a slow ride. I think Colton just texted me. I'm going to pull over up here, get off on this ramp and see what he had to say. All right, so I just checked my text messages. Colton is on his way. He's just a couple miles behind me, so I told him I'd just go the speed limit. I wait for him to catch up to me, so he should be catching up to me pretty quick. Yeah, I was hoping he'd be riding with me by now. Sharp curve ahead. I hope people look at that, because it narrows down, and cars don't really get that it narrows down so much. So I just got to hope people behind me are paying attention, because it is tight, and there are a lot of rear ends through here, and I really don't want to get rear-ended. You know what I mean? My first impression is the helmet is very comfortable. It wraps around my head nicely. I don't feel any weird pressure points. Really nice helmet. I think that soundproofing they put in here was much needed and pretty awesome. I went through a bunch of different helmet manufacturers before I switched over to Voss years ago, and I've been really happy with my Voss 989. I also know people that have the 988. They really like that. What I really like about Voss is that they do make a quality helmet. I want to show off my cfmoto 450 SS. I've had this for 2 riding seasons now. It's been awesome. Got my tinted windscreen up here. That was actually a clear windscreen, and I just wrapped it in hex tint. You might be wondering what this pole is. The pole is what I mount my Insta360 camera on. So the white wire comes down around here and plugs into this DJI receiver, so I don't have to worry about syncing my audio. And then the black or gray wire comes down around here, and I plug it into the USB power port there. My quad lock is mounted to a fork stem mount. I have my comfort seat on here. Yoshimura AT2 exhaust. I really like this exhaust. The quality is really good. The sound is good. Then I have my adjustable rear sets that I put on. They've been really nice, much more comfortable on my feet to have those on there. My RobSolutely logo on there too. All right, guys, so we're out on my very beloved cfmoto 450 SS. I'm going to talk about the all-new 2025 675 SS that's coming out. Coming in at just under 100 horsepower, which is really good for the 600 class bikes. I mean, the Ninja 650 only has, I think, 60-some horsepower. Am I going to trade in my 450 SS on a 675? I'm going to tell you my gut feeling is that probably not right away, at least. As soon as they get one in, I at least want to, hopefully they get a demo in and let me get out there and take a ride on it. I'll do a video for you guys on what my impression is of that bike. You know, I see a lot of you guys on the forums and the groups, and you're talking about, oh, you can't wait to trade in your 450 on the new 675. I mean, why really? If you like your 450, I don't think you really have to. And honestly, if you've really exhausted the power of your 450 and you're bored with it, you might want to skip ahead and get something even bigger than the 675. You know, go with a leader bike or something like that. But I really find it hard to believe. I think that it's just the impulse of wanting to have something new is what would cause you guys to really want to get rid of your 450. Will you get in there, car? Jeez. Man, it's a foggy morning, though. Super duper foggy today. We got the Susquehanna River over here to the right of me. So between the evaporation from the river and the cold temperatures changing, We got a lot of fog this morning. I don't have any issues with my helmet fogging up because I do have the Voss 991 with pin lock. My new helmet, it's been pretty good. Pin lock works really well to keep fog down. Dan's gonna come up beside us here, flying here in a minute. So we're on the road heading to Cars and Coffee. We got Dylan on the Gixxer. We got Dan in the Audi. It's a V8 Audi. Dylan got the weave going on up there. Summer wasn't too bad actually this year. We did have some nice days. I got some good rides in. We're going the wrong way. I gotta go this way to get out of here. The arrow tells me not to go that way. It's hard to get the Insta360 camera not to shake. You know, sometimes I watch my footage and it seems like, you know, everything's kind of shaking a little bit. It's just because I have an Insta360 camera in front of me. It isn't that the bike suspension is bad. The bike is actually really comfortable. But when you have a camera out on a pole and you hit a bump, you know, that pole is giving a little bit of a give, so it's jumping around a little bit. Look at all those fall decorations. Beautiful. Hey, there's a moo cow. Hey, moo cow. Moo. Moo. Hi. Oh, don't come after me, man. I want to thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers. That's the exciting part. I had a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers this year, and I did it because of you guys. When I hit 5,000 subscribers, I was going to tell you guys something weird about me. I don't know if it's even weird, but I was going to tell you guys something about me. You know, I got people that said, oh, you're going to tell us that you're going to get married. If I was going to get married, I don't think I'd have to wait for 5,000 subscribers, because who knows when that would have happened. So that isn't what it is. I had somebody say, oh, you're going to tell us that you're gay. I'm not telling you that I'm gay. Trying to think some of the other crazy things that you guys came up with. I had somebody say, oh, maybe you won the lottery and you're gonna like go buy a super bike. Kind of wish that was what it is. That would be awesome, but that isn't it either. And no, I'm not a criminal either. That was another thing. What I'm about to tell you guys is going to help a lot of people that are in the same age group that I'm in, but it's also probably going to surprise some of you guys that are younger, because I'm older than I think most people realize. I don't really know what it is. When you get older, it's kind of like you just don't want to be that age. I should be riding a Harley like that right there. I do think it's fair to you guys that I share, you know, some personal things about my life. So all along, that's what I wanted to reveal to you guys. Are you going to unsubscribe now that I hit 5,000 subscribers? And you got to look at it this way. The old guys have a lot of experience. We can offer a lot of advice, not just on the bike, but in life in general. That's what I'm supposed to say as an old guy, I think. I'm glad I hit 5,000 subscribers before my birthday, because then I have to tell you guys that I was a year older than I am. Traveling on roads we haven't rode before. We haven't even drove cars on these roads. I don't like this road. Woo! Top of the world. Punch bug. Watch it, squirrel. I'm gonna hit you. I don't want to hit him, but you know, like, I'm gonna wreck my bike over a squirrel who's spinning around on the road not making a decision. Hey, there's horses. I wish they were closer to the road. We'd stop and say hello to them. I just saw an interview with Donald Trump where somebody asked him what his favorite farm animal was. He said it was a cow. I didn't think he liked Rosie O'Donnell.
These roads are bumpy.
Yeah, they are bumpy.
Remind me before we get going, whenever we're done eating, to adjust my equalizer on my Spotify.
Okay.
Because it's got, oh, jeez. It's
you
got,
all right?
Yeah, that bump hit. It's got all that bass.
You all right passing?
Where are we getting off at?
Probably 2 more exits. Speed limit 65, we're going 64, 61.
Yeah?
Look at that old Toyota.
Yep.
They're the ones where all the frames rusted out. Old Chevy with an old lawnmower.
Oh, you just lost your camera.
Something fell off my bike.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, I'm pulling over. I'm glad it wasn't my wallet. But I looked out in front of me when you said that I lost my camera. I'm like, well, my 360's in front of me. I look down and I'm like, I can see the top of my Ace Pro in front of me, so I was like, I think I should be all right. Then I thought maybe it was my wallet, but I can feel my wallet. Hello, horse? Do you think the trees are at their peak right now, or do you think that they're going to get red next week?
No, they're not at their peak yet. You still got some green in there.
I don't think it's going to be the most beautiful fall we've ever had, but I could be wrong. Videos are going to slow up a little bit over the winter months. You can never predict how hard winter is going to be. So I don't know if I'll get the chance again to thank you guys for watching my videos this year in 2024, but I want to thank you guys for a pretty good year. We had a lot of subscribers this year, a lot of comments, and I had a great time doing the videos. So I do look forward to 2025. 2025 will be my third riding season with this bike, which is pretty awesome. I've had no issues with it. Vroom, vroom, delicious gasoline.
Good boy.